Okay, so I wanted to talk about the film I saw today called The Flat, which is a documentary from Israel. It takes place in both Israel and Germany, and it's about people who they're not Holocaust survivors because they left Germany in the late 1930s before the Holocaust occurred, but it's related to that in that they maintained a friendship with someone who was involved in the Nazi Party. And apparently, there's some discussion in the film on what his actual role was in Germany prior to the war, World War II, and also during. Uh, Apparently, he was fairly high up, but it's kind of hard to say. If you see the trailer, I'm gonna post some links here in the description, so you'll be able to look at the trailer. The trailer gives you just about half the information on the film. It's not a lot of surprises in the film after you see the trailer, but it's a very good movie in that when I watch films, I always try to get something out of the film, either pure entertainment or you leave the film and it leaves you thinking about certain things. And this really got me thinking about family because when you watch the film director, and this is about the director's family, some of the people in the film are kind of indifferent to the family history. Sometimes they're indifferent because the family history is painful, or just because it was never talked about and now it doesn't really hold a lot of relevance in their life. And it was just this examination of the family that was really important to me because I started to think about my own family history and how I don't know a whole lot. You know, the thing is, as an African American growing up in the United States, certain you have to put in a little bit more effort because our family history is clouded in slavery and Jim Crow. So that added a lot of complexity to our family in that a lot of our family history has been lost in slavery. And then through Jim Crow, with families scattering all over the United States, a lot of the history, and also because the history is sometimes painful, a lot of the things are lost over time. It hasn't been passed down. And I have recent losses in my family. And bringing the family together, one of the things that is discussed is that we have to share this family information before it's lost. Like this film takes place during that time period. So many people were killed in the war, and now the generation that survived are starting to pass away. So this history has a chance of being lost. You know, like in the movie, you see when they went to the woman that passed her apartment, which is the name of the film, The Flat. It's about her apartment. This is brought all this information to light. A lot of the things that she had were being thrown out because there was no use for it. And within that were some letters and other things that may be useful historically from a family perspective, but at the time it didn't seem to have much value. It's you sometimes think about how much of our history is going to just end up in landfills, and nobody will think during that time period that these things that we're getting rid of might have value. I think about myself through moving across the country and to other places. Each time I moved, I lost certain things that I would have liked to hold on to, but it didn't have a role for me or I couldn't transport it to the next location. So each time, it's a lot of the things I lost were just material possessions, but also within that were sometimes were things that were important to me for a variety of different reasons. And those things that are important to you have some relevance, and it says a lot about you as an individual. So that's some of the things I got in this film. I don't know how much of a wide release this film is going to have. I'm not sure how long it's going to be here in this city. I didn't see any notices about when the movie will be ending its run. So it might be here for another week, and hopefully it's going to be rolling out to other cities. Again, it's called The Flat, and you'll get a chance to see it as well. Peace.